Hey everyone, it's Hiedi Scott with DIYDreaming, and oh my gosh, I have absolutely the cutest project for us to do today. So I have these two little lamps that are made out of these little pots that came from Southern Living at Home. I had them made, gosh, at least 10 or 15 years ago. And I'm just tired of the shape of the lampshade, and I'm tired of the colors. So we're gonna be repurposing these lamps into something really cute, probably for my craft room, with my colors. And we're gonna be using some painter's drop cloth and some of this cute little fabric that I have left over from a bulletin board project in the laundry room. So as you're hopping on, say hi, let me know where you're watching from, let me know if you have any questions along the way. And I think that you're gonna really love this project. We're gonna start with the lampshades. So let me take this off and put our little lamp aside. That's a close-up of what it looks like. I have not decided exactly what I'm gonna do with it. I'm probably gonna paint it either a cream color or possibly a teal. Or, I don't know, I'm not sure. But I want it to be simple, so I probably won't do a lot of decoration to this. Okay, so I have two different styles of lampshades to show you today. And like I said before, they both involve painter's drop cloth. And I'll give you a little sneak preview of this one right here. And then we're gonna be working on the back side of it, and I'll show you how that all will come together. And then I have another one over here that's the same idea, but maybe a little bit easier. Okay, so this is the front. Is that the cutest thing ever? Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is made with painter's drop cloth from Home Depot. It's called, the brand is Everbuilt, and I will put in the comments when I'm all finished a couple of pictures. Again, it comes from Home Depot. It's a navy blue packaging. It is just stiff painter's drop cloth. It doesn't have a plastic backing on it. What you're gonna do to get your drop cloth ready to go is you're gonna wash it on hot, dry it on hot, wash it on hot a second time, dry it on hot a second time. And you can use fabric softener or sheets if you like, if that's something that you would normally use at your house. And then you're gonna wanna fold it up so it's not a whole crumpled, wrinkly mess as soon as it comes out. But that will take your drop cloth from being stiff and crisp to being buttery soft. This stuff is awesome. Okay, so that's the first step. Then what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna get some strips, okay? And this is all I have left of the painter's drop cloth that I've done a ton of projects with it. This is so affordable. It's just probably under $20 for either one really big piece or a couple of long, skinnier ones. So you can do a ton of projects with it. And this has sort of a oatmeal color, although, and this is what I personally prefer, but there are other drop cloths that have more of a gray tone to them. So you just pick what you like and then wash them on hot. I washed mine with some towels and I dried them with some towels, and that seemed to soften it up a good bit too. Okay, so then the next step is to get some strips. And I'm just gonna take a little nip here on one end of this, and then we're gonna tear it. I love the look of the frayed edges. So that's the reason why I do it like this. Okay, let's throw this over here for a second. And then you're gonna come out with all these strings, all this mess of strings, okay? Let me turn this way for a minute until I come back here to actually do it. So then you're gonna wanna just pull your strings off of the side, and that gives you the fuzz, okay? So I hope you guys, today is January 1st, 2021. I can't believe it. But I hope that you guys all had a wonderful New Year's Eve, and I'm just praying for all of us that we're gonna have a wonderful 2020. For me personally, I'm not making a New Year's resolution this year. I'm just gonna try to have a mindset. I'm claiming the peace of Christ, that whatever happens, however the year unfolds, that I'll just be able to remember that God is in control and he's good and he loves us. And he's working things out behind the scenes, and I don't have to understand everything. And I think it'll be easier to get through the next year with that mind frame. But I don't know, a lot of you guys, whoops, the garbage is over here, are saying that you have a word, that you claim a word for every year. So my word is going to be peace. And I would love to know in the comments what your word is going to be. Or if you want to join me and take on the mindset of peace, the peace of Christ, which it's one of the fruits of the spirits from Galatians 5:22-23. And that was what we talked about last week during our Christ and Crafting, and we made this. We talked about peace. So anyways, I'm off track already. Okay, so I just made this strip, and I'm gonna just peel off these last little threads. Okay, and we're gonna be making rolled rosettes. And, whoops, I keep forgetting where my garbage is. And then I'm gonna show you how I wrapped these. So, and then we're gonna use this coordinating fabric. Okay, so this, let's see, which one did I wanna use for my lamp? I think it's this one. Okay, so I'm gonna cut some of these really super long. Sometimes when you get this fray, you end up with some of these crazy long pieces. Okay, so I've got my low temperature hot glue gun all heated up. It looks terrible. I'm using a Surebonder Cool Shot. It's a low temperature glue gun. You definitely want to use low temperature for this project because you're gonna have it all over your hands. And this was nothing fancy. I got it at Hobby Lobby, but you can pick these up at Walmart too. And what I've noticed about these is that they seem to be a little bit even lower temperature than a regular low temperature glue gun. So I recommend something like that. Okay, and I showed you the front. So we're just gonna continue on, and let's put this back over here. Let's come a little bit lower. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just gonna measure each time and figure out how long I need it to be. And I'm doing these strips one at a time. So I'm going this way. So I'll put a little bit of glue on the top here. And then I'm just gonna run a teeny bit of glue along here. These shades have sort of a bell shape, which means you're gonna be overlapping more tightly at the top and then more loosely at the bottom, if that makes sense. And then what I'm doing as I'm going along is I'm just flattening out the strings, okay? And then on the bottom, I've made that a little bit too long. So, but we're gonna make this all neat when we're all finished. So I'm just gonna glue a little strip over the edge. My thought, you guys, this is important. At first I was thinking that I'll just go around and around and around and around, but then I got worried because where the light bulb sits on the inside of this style of shade, your light bulb could be pretty close to the edge. And if you have a ton of layers of drop cloth there, it could get it thicker, and I just didn't want it to create a fire hazard. So I decided not to wrap the inside, to just do individual strips on the outside, if that makes sense. But I mean, if you're working with a different style of lampshade, then you might want to just keep going round and round and round and round. It's totally up to you. So let me glue on just a couple more pieces. and then I'll show you how I cleaned it up. Is this the right piece? I don't think it is. Well, that works just fine. This is my kind of craft, you guys, because it's so messy and it's so not perfect. And so there's absolutely no worries doing this craft that you're gonna get it on straight, or it's the perfect kind of a craft if you ask me. Can you see how I'm just layering one over the other? And then I'm folding it over the underneath. Okay, and this is what the inside looks like. Let's see what's the right way to go. Can you see that? It's not super neat right now. I'm not sure how much I'll clean that up, but I will show you what I did. We're gonna do one more, and then I'm gonna show you how I kind of glued underneath each layer and pressed it down. So let's do one more. I don't know if this is the one I was working off of or not. I guess it doesn't matter. So this style where you do individual pieces, it is taking a little bit longer. I forgot to say any of my normal stuff. Hope that you guys are having a wonderful day. Is this a different craft room? Nope, Melissa, this is my same craft room, but I have a new table. And I'm still experimenting with angles and getting my lighting. And today in Atlanta, oh my word, we have had so much rain and it's so dark and gloomy outside. So I have my window right here in front of me and it's open to let some of that natural light in, but it's pretty dark. So that's why I'm going this way instead of my usual back against this pretty, right here, my pretty backdrop. We're not going that way today because I'm just trying to take advantage of the light that we do have on this depressing January 1st. Rainy, yucky day in Atlanta. Okay, so let's finish this one and then I'll show you how I am sort of tacking all the different pieces down. Can you guys see okay? I think you can. I have been looking at this idea of covering a lampshade with a painter's drop cloth for at least 6 months. And I don't know, I just was in the mood today to try it. And oh my gosh, it is gonna be so cute. Okay, so what I want to, well, there's glue strings everywhere, which I'll clean that up off camera. But what I want to point out to you is you can see over here, my little pieces are laying down flat. But if you get to the area where I just did, they're not. Can you see that? So all I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little dab of glue and push each little piece down. And try to sort of straighten out the strings. Can you see what I'm talking about? My oldest son and his new bride are here this afternoon with us. We just watched a Georgia football game and they won just barely by seconds. And now they're headed off to the grocery store because they're making lobster rolls for us for dinner tonight. So I scooted in here to get this done while they're at the grocery store. And anyways, so I'm just I just sort of pushed that down, and now you can see it's laying a little flatter. Okay, so now let's talk about what my plan is. I'm not gonna finish this part that's not done here because it's boring to watch me do that, but I will finish that part off camera. So my thought was to do just a variety of different places here along the base where I have some of these rolled rosettes. And also you might notice right here, I just took a piece of my drop cloth and I just hot glued it along the edge. Can you see that? Just to give it a little bit more of a finished look along here before I glued down the rosettes. I don't know if I want to go any further with this because, well, maybe I will go just a little bit further. I'll put some more on right here. We're gonna try to have it look as natural as possible. And if there's a seam or something, I can cover that up with a flower. What do you guys think about this project so far? Do you like it? I love working with drop cloth. I just love the look of it, the feel of it. I love the fact that it's so darn affordable, that you really can't, I love messy crafts. You can't mess it up. It's awesome to work with. Okay, so can you see where I just layered another piece right along the bottom edge? Okay, you know what? Let me show you this other style. We'll do a little bit on that. Stay with me because then we're gonna do the rosettes and I'm gonna show you how to use a combination of 2 different fabrics. Hey, and have I asked you lately, do you want pancakes? Do you know what that means? Maybe not. If you are one of the people who's been telling me a lot lately that for some reason you're not seeing any of my videos, it's something to do with the algorithm at Facebook. And the thing is, my videos are very much like pancakes. Facebook will only serve you pancakes if they think that that's what you want. So if you want to keep seeing my videos, you want me to pop up in your feed, do this, or say something in the comments and make sure you've liked and followed DIY Dreaming too. And feel free to sprinkle if you feel like it. Okay, let's go on to this other style. So this one was just taking kind of a long time going up and down and up and down, although it is so pretty, don't you think? That I decided to fiddle around and see how it would look if I just went around and around and around. Okay, so this is one strip and I'm gonna just continue on right here and I'm gonna show you how that would work. Okay, so we're just gonna add some more glue right here. And wherever I'm starting or stopping, I'll put a flower on that to cover it up. So essentially all I'm doing is I'm just running it around and around and around. I want it to overlap the row before. And it doesn't have to be perfectly straight. Do you see what I'm doing here? So I'm just running a little bead of glue on my lampshade. I think this whole process would be a lot easier if you were working with a lampshade that was straight and not a bell-shaped lampshade. But I think also that's what's gonna make this interesting. And these lampshades to me, in their natural state, they just look a little, I don't know, out of date. I think if you look in the stores right now, the shape of lampshades that is sort of trending right now is more straight up and down. I'll show you one because I have one in here. So I just wanted to do something to update these. And then I was thinking, oh, well, while I'm at it, let's do something fun to the lamps too. And see how we're just going around and around and around. This method, you might be able to crank some of these out pretty quickly with another glue. So this morning early, I shared I reshared again the video that we made last year, sometime in 2020. I think it was over the summer or late spring, where we made the painter's drop cloth table runner that had the little ruffled ends with the rolled rosettes. And if you haven't seen that, that was one of my favorite projects of the whole 2020. So look through the videos. Look through my posts on DiyDreaming if you didn't get to see that or it just didn't pop up in your feed, because I reshared it this morning. Oops. Can you guys believe how easy this is? Seriously. Can you see all right? I'll hold it up in just a second. We took our Christmas tree down today. I don't know if you guys have done that yet or not. So the house looks a little bit on the sad plain side. So I'm gonna have to do some serious winter decor this upcoming week. We'll be doing lots of snowflake stuff. Snowflake and white and silver and gold, that kind of idea, to give our family some interest so it doesn't look so plain and boring after Christmas. Okay, so this is what it looks like. And I'm just going around and around and around. And then the fringe and stuff, I'll just kind of try to make that lay flat. And let's go just a little bit further and then we'll do the next thing. I'm just gonna finish out this one strip right here. And then we'll do we'll work on some rolled rosettes. I'll show you how to do those if you've not seen that before. I have several videos on that. We made necklaces, which I think I might have one right over here. We've made lots of flowers using that technique. And then we made that table runner, which turned out so amazing. Okay, I'm almost to the end of this strip, which if you're just joining me, this is Everbuilt. That's the brand from Home Depot, painter's drop cloth that's been washed and dried on hot 2 times to soften it up. It does not have any kind of a plastic backing to it. And then we cut little snips and we tore it and we frayed the edges. And we are repurposing some lamps. But there's tons of different things that you could do with this idea. Okay, and there we go. So we'll come back to this and also to this one with some rosettes in just a few minutes. Okay. So how do you, oh wait, I was gonna show you. Here's some necklaces. These are just some different rosettes that we made. This one we made recently using my husband's old jeans and some lace from Walmart. It was really cute. Oh my gosh. Did the exact same process, just cut the denim into strips that I then tore. And on these, some of them, I combined the lace with the denim. This was one of the very first ones that we made using, this was some jelly rolls from Walmart. And here's another one that we made. Okay, and the lampshade I was talking about that seems to be more in style is this shape right here, this straight up and down. Okay, that lamp, I can't unplug it and bring it any closer. Okay, so I do want you to see this close up. And I need to sit down to concentrate to do these. Okay, you're going to need, what's going on here? You're going to need a piece of fabric that you're going to be gluing, creating your rosette on top of. And since ours is primarily working with painter's drop cloth, I'm just using a square of painter's drop cloth. And then you're going to want, let's do something with both, let's do a plain one first. And then we'll do a, one with two colors second. Okay, so this was a strip that I had. When you're making a rolled rosette, you're always going to start with a knot at the end. Okay, and then you're going to glue it somewhere in the center of your little square. Okay, and then to do the rolled rosette thing, you're rolling and twisting. So I'm going to put some glue along the edge of my center. And I'm just going to start rolling and twisting my fabric. This is way too long. Let's get some of this off. It'll be easier to work with. And with these flowers, the messier the better. See, so look how quick it is to get it started. So we're going to put a bead of glue right around the edge, right here, close up to this little center. And then I'm just twirling and rolling and working it around the center. And I want it to look as messy as possible, so that's why I didn't clean this little bit of fabric up too much. I want the fringe. I want all of that to show. You can make these however big or little you want. So last year, well, in 2020, I did have a few bouts of doing flowers every day. And a lot of you guys were so funny. You got addicted to making the pulled string burlap flowers, these rolled rosettes. We did some with laundry line rope. I mean, we made a bunch of different styles. We made some just messy stacked ones. We made some with crumpled paper. And I heard from so many of you guys that said, "You're right, Heidi. These flowers are so addictive. I've made so many of them. I don't have the first clue what to do with all of them." And yeah, it's pretty true. I'll just warn you in advance. If you haven't done any of the flowers that we've done here at DIY Dreaming, it's such immediate gratification. That's what the deal is. That's why I think it's so almost addicting. I hate to use that word, but anyways, so if you want to see how to do some of the other flower projects, you can look through my videos, and maybe tomorrow, first thing in the morning, I'll organize a few of them and share them here at DIY Dreaming. For those of you that are new to DIY Dreaming and that haven't seen all the flowers, because we've made, I don't know, 5 or 6 different styles out of all kinds of different things. Okay, so I'm coming to the end, and I've just got this little bit right here. You see what it looks like? And this is where, I mean, you seriously need to have low temperature glue because it's going to be all over your fingers. Okay, so I'm going to tuck this behind the flower, but the first thing I need to do is to cut the fabric, to cut our rosette off of the background little square. And I'm going to do that, and I'm trying not to cut away the interesting bits of the little fringe. Okay, whoops, where am I? Okay, these guys are almost never actually round. So if yours aren't round, don't worry, that's just kind of how they work. You want to look around the edges and see, are there any areas where you really need to glue it down? And then I'm just going to fold this tail over the back with a little glue, and that's how I'm going to finish this one off. Okay, and then I think it's fun to add some leaves. So, I keep forgetting where I put my garbage. So let's do a leaf out of this coordinating fabric that we'll be using. And then we'll do one out of the drop cloth. That's sort of a leaf shape, right? Let's just use a little, well, we'll use a little piece of our square here. Okay, and here's another one. All right, so I'm going to start with this one first. Just pick any old spot on my back of my flower to glue that on. And then over the top, kind of off to the side, I'm going to add the other one. The one with the turquoise blue. I'll tack those two together just a little bit. And that's what you end up with. I just love these. Oh my gosh, they're so easy. They're so quick. They're such instant gratification. They're so messy. And look how much glue I have stuck on my fingers. It doesn't matter. It's not super hot. Okay, so let me just show you one more where we're going to use we're going to use this fabric and the painter's drop cloth. So let's get a little bit, a piece of this. And I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm just going to cut a snip and tear a strip. What you end up with. And we'll add it to this one right here. Okay, so I'm going to put the two pieces together and we're going to tie a knot to get it started. That's how you always start a rolled rosette, is with a knot. I want that blue to show more. Let me do it. Let me put my blue on the top. Gosh, there's 446 people on here. Yay. If you like this project, you guys, I would love it if you would sprinkle this video to your social media. That is how my page grows, and anyways, that would be awesome, especially if you think that you have friends that like crafts that would like to see this kind of thing. Almost all of the crafts that I do, if you're new here at DiyDreaming, the majority of them are quick because I have a super low attention span. They're super affordable. A lot of times I use something kind of unusual, like a painter's drop cloth to make flowers, or, oh my gosh, we make things out of all kinds of things. I love especially to use old vintage sheet music and vintage encyclopedia pages and old hymnals. Just looking around here. Yeah, I like to use things that are kind of unusual. And then almost everything that I do is either has a family or a faith component to it. And on Sundays, I always do a craft project called Christ in Crafting. It's usually on Sundays sometime between 12 Eastern and 4:30 p.m. Eastern. And after we do a craft that has a faith or biblical theme or actual verses, then we go into the Bible, and I just tell you whatever it is that God has been laying on my heart to talk about. I'm not any kind of a Bible scholar, but that is my favorite day of the week as far as crafting goes. So if you like that kind of thing, or you have friends that you think would like that kind of thing, I would love it if you would sprinkle this or just tell them about it. Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing again. Let's come back down low. Okay, and I'm gonna put a blob and stick our center in there, our knot. And on this one, maybe you notice that I have all this stuff sticking up out of the top of that. That'll make that center of this rosette interesting. Okay, so then you're gonna do this thing where you roll and twist and glue around your center. The first little bit's hard. It's like you need 3 hands to get this started. But then once you get going, it's not difficult at all. So I'm adding more glue, and I'm twisting it around the center here. And I want, you know, on different twists for different pieces of this to show. So I don't want that painter's drop cloth to be hidden the whole way around, in other words. I am going to definitely have to cut off that center part just a little bit because it's sticking up too much. So you just add glue right along the edge, and then you're twirling and twisting your fabric around it. And you can keep going however long as you want. I want some of the blue to show for a little bit because it feels like mostly the drop cloth is what has been poking out. What do you guys think? Do you like it? This is what it looks like so far. This is one of those projects, you guys, where I can't say do A, B, C, D, and then do E, F, G. And there's really no precise way to do this. You just have to start doing it, and you'll figure out what you like and which way is easiest for you to twirl and all of that stuff as you go along. So don't feel like you're not doing it right or intimidated about anything in the process of making these. Seriously. Because there's no right or wrong. And the messier, the better. Okay, so I think that's getting big enough right there. All right, so let's cut the tail right here. And now what we need to do is look around the edge and see, are there areas that need some more glue? And I see a lot. It's a little bit trickier when you're using 2 different kinds of fabric. So if you've never made these before, start with just the painter's drop cloth. You can use canvas for this. You can use denim. You can use all kinds of different things. It does not have to necessarily be painter's drop cloth. That's just the thing that I like the best. Okay, so I've got it glued down. And now what we're going to do is we're going to cut around the edges to pull this backing off. And I'm lifting up the tail so I don't cut that off just yet. So I want to have enough there that I can tuck it around the back. Can you guys see what I'm doing? See, I'm just cutting that off. And again, I do not have a circle. This is like a funky, weird shape, which I think is just fine. Okay, so this is what I have now. And we're gonna fold this around the back and tuck it down. And then we're gonna trim the center a little bit because look at how high that profile is. That looks kind of wacky. I think I'm gonna trim more of the blue part off and leave some of the put a little blob of glue here to sort of scrunch it down. Messy, 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 messy. Okay, and let's make a leaf. You don't have to do the leaves if you don't want to, but I like them. I think they add a lot. Just add it wherever. Okay, so let's throw all of this stuff off to the side here. And let's get our two little lampshades. Okay, so on this one, here I did a plain big rolled rosette just with the painter's drop cloth, and then I did one just with that turquoise fabric, and then I used a couple of these leaves here. So I could go a little bit further over and add more. You know, there's no real right or wrong, it's just what you like. Or, since I have this one down here, up here I could add one. I think that is what I would like better. I'm not going to glue it on yet though, because I want to finish wrapping the whole thing before I glue them on. But I just like to have a variety of different sizes, plain, combinations. And on this one, I think once I get all the way down to the bottom, that I would just add a few, maybe just to make it different from this one. Maybe I would just do a few of them around the top, or you could just sporadically pop one in the middle too. I don't know. I have to finish it to decide where I want to put this. So, anyways, I hope that you liked this project. And if you want pancakes, give me this, or say something, or sprinkle, or make sure that you've liked and followed DIY Dreaming. Once I get a chance, it may be tomorrow because we're gonna enjoy our kids tonight. Once I get a chance to finish these up, I will get lots of pictures. I'll put them here in the comments. I'll also put them on, just on DIY Dreaming. And tomorrow we'll figure out what do we want to do with this. What do you guys think? Do you have any ideas? Oh, Joan says she just found you. She'll be subscribing. Yay! I also have a YouTube channel, although I'm maybe a week behind on getting everything updated there. And I have a whole category of drop cloth projects on my YouTube channel. It's a little bit easier to organize things there. So if there's something specific that you want to see, you can either ask me in the comments or send me a personal message, or you can just hop over to my YouTube channel and look under the playlists. Like there's playlists for vintage sheet music, there's Christ and Crafting playlist, there's Dollar Tree Craft playlist, there's a whole bunch of different things. Christmas. Anyway, so if you have ideas for this, I would love to know what you think we should do with this. And I hope you'll join me tomorrow for more DIY dreaming and lots more projects. And if you decide to do this, I would love to see pictures of what you make over at the private group that I set up for us. It's called Dreamy DIY. It's a free craft group. There's, I don't know, 10, 11,000 people over there that are super creative, super. I get so many ideas over there. So hop over, it's Dreamy space DIY. Ask to join. You're gonna have to answer a couple questions if you agree not to try to do self-promotions over there and not to share other crafters' videos. Those are just the two requirements. Then share pictures of what you make, especially if you do something like this. We wanna see it. We wanna see your spin on this idea. Okay, I've rambled long enough. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys tomorrow for the lamp project and maybe for some other fun stuff too. All right, have a great night. Whoops, thanks.